John Beltran, Jen Goodall back from Moby Arena in Fort Collins as we head to the third quarter. Brush leads Roaring Fork 31-20. Rosenbrock, Mayers, Waitert, Kukas, and Tormolen for Brush. Johnny Nieslanik, Dalton Handy, Clay Gross, Jake Strack-Lorscher, and the fifth member, Sam Carpenter, for Roaring Fork as they go with a different five, somewhat of a different five than what they began the game with. Rosenbrock to throw it in. The winner of this game plays tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock against Ken Denver. The loser is done for the season. Rosenbrock looking, still looking. Lobs it in the backcourt to Waitert. Waitert over to Mayers. Mayers picked up by Carpenter into the front court on the outside right. Bounce pass at the top for Tormolen. Left wing Waitert. He'll take the three, and it's off the front of the rim. The rebound to Strack-Lorscher. Into the front court. Here's Carpenter. Carpenter towards the top of the three-point circle. Bounce pass outside right for Gross. Gross down low for Carpenter, and Carpenter banks and misses. And the strong side rebound is wrestled away by Nieslanik, but Tormolen also had the basketball. They're going to call a foul on that? Holy mahungus, what is that? I mean, that looked like that was a tie-up, Jen.
That's what I thought, too. I thought that's what she was looking for, the possession or something.
Foul is on Tormolen. The inbounds to Carpenter. Over to Gross on the outside right. Down low strike. Lorscher dribbles, double team. Lobs it back out to Handy. Handy fakes the three, steps in the lane. Scoops it down low for strike. Lorscher knocked away. Ball is loose on the floor, and it's picked up by Gregory Mayers. Turnover number 8. Here's Rosenbrock for the Beatdiggers in the backcourt across the timeline. Guarded by Handy. Spinning towards the top. Lobs it for Mayers. Mayers with the basketball on the outside right for Tormolen. At the top for Waitert. In the lane as runners partially blocked by Handy. Taken away by Lorscher. Strack-Lorscher with the basketball on the outside left to Gross. Now to Handy. Handy left baseline Nieslanik. Nieslanik back out to Gross. Gross in the lane on the right wing. Carpenter takes the three, and that is off the bottom of the net. Kukas with a rebound for the Beatdiggers. Here come the Beatdiggers into the front court. Right baseline Mayers leans, shoots, misses. Ball is loose. Strack-Lorscher has already his third rebound of the half for Roaring Fork on the outside right. Handy in the lane. He's trapped over there. Left corner for Carpenter. Back out to Handy. Fakes the three. Dribbles to his right against Rosenbrock. Dribbles by him at the free throw line in the lane. Down to Nieslanik on the right baseline. Lorscher banks and scores. Strack-Lorscher scores. He's got 6. The Beatdigger lead is down to 9. 31-22. Mayers is stripped from behind beautifully by Sam Carpenter. Roaring Fork with the basketball. 6 turnover by Brush on the outside left. Handy against Rosenbrock. The Beatdigger defense has been extremely good, but Roaring Fork has come to play so far in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Handy with the basketball, retreating towards midcourt. Handy against Rosenbrock between his legs, and then stripped by Rosenbrock, but Carpenter chases it down. Then Rosenbrock pokes it away. Waitert to head of the field is going to lay it up and in.
Great hustle by Joe Rosenbrock on that one. They were just going to pick it up. Joe made the extra effort and got it out to go down to Waitert.
No, that was incredible hustle twice. Waitert with 11. The Beatdiggers lead 33-22. Handy right of the lane. Leans, shoots. Back rim, no. Handy with a rebound. Put back short. Rebound to Strack-Lorscher. Blocked by Kukas. And Rosenbrock with a basketball for Brush. Oh, that was beautiful by the Beatdiggers. And C.J. Kukas swatting it out. That was counterfeit in the bank. Kukas with the basketball near the top to Rosenbrock. On the outside left, Waitert. Wide open three. Good. Kobe Waitert drills another three. That's his 4th of the game, and the Beatdiggers lead 36-22. Waitert with 14. With a basketball, Strack-Lorscher is traveled. Before the foul, he traveled. Now the Beatdiggers have their game back on track. And who started it? Joe Rosenbrock.
That's right.
With defense.
He is the engine that could, that is for sure, on this team.
Rosenbrock will take a breather. Trey Moxley into the game along with Dakota Gret for Roaring Fork. Colby Needens back in for Brush. The Beatdiggers have led by as many as 18. They're up by 14. Under 5 minutes to go into third. With the basketball is Mayers. Mayers on the outside right for Needens. Needens looking down low, dribbles to his left, jump pass for Kukas in the lane. Scoops it up off the glass, no good. The tip up is no good. Tormolen then was tied up, or was he fouled down low? Jump ball situation that goes to Roaring Fork. He was tied up as he tried to go back up. It'll be Roaring Fork basketball. The possession arrows pointing in their direction. The lob in the backcourt to Handy. Handy with 4:40 to go in the third. Your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs. Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC, at 321 Ensign Street, entry pass, and bodies all over the place. There's a tie-up, and that possession arrow is going to go to Brush. Mayers was there along with Strack Lorscher and Trey Moxley. Oh, Mayers was there amongst some trees.
He was, and CJ and him are having a conversation down there. He's probably telling him that we do that to Mayers all the time in the wrestling room.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want that on the basketball court. Mayers across midcourt. Brush 36, Roaring Fork 22. On the outside left for Waitert. And then that cross-court pass as he was falling out of bounds, losing his balance, was tipped by Roaring Fork. No. Oh, they're going to say there was a Beet Digger turnover. The two officials almost disagreed on that.
Yeah, they did. I thought that it was tipped.
Just in the back, beyond midcourt, to throw it in is Handy. Beet Diggers commit their 7th turnover over to Dakota Gret, nearly stripped there by Waitert at the top of the three-point circle. With the basketball is Dakota Gret. On the outside right to Handy, lobs it down low, double team. Moxley has the basketball, and then he's fouled on the floor before he put up a shot. Let's see who committed the Beet Digger foul. That will be Mitch Tormolen. That'll be his third. And to throw it in will be Dalton Handy. Here comes Tyler Monday along with Vince Albo, replacing Tormolen and Gregory Mayers. 4:06 to go in the third. For all of your title needs, visit Tim Weimer, Northern Colorado Title, 205 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan. Gret in the right corner with a basketball. Back out to Strack Lorscher, right at the free throw line. Right wing for Handy. Handy against Albo, dribbling into the lane, and then the pass to Moxley, left foot, shot on the left baseline, missed it. Rebound to Strack Lorscher, he leans, shoots, Banks misses. The rebound to Moxley, dribbles, Banks, and scores. Off the glass for Moxley. Well, they really hit the boards there. The Beet Digger lead is down to 12, 34-26, 3:35 to go in the third. Kukas, right corner, back out to Albo on the left wing to Waitert. Waitert with the basketball. Left corner for Kukas, back out to Waitert. Waitert penetrates in the lane, right baseline Albo. On the right wing to Needens. Needens over to Waitert. Waitert's in the lane as runners up and off the back of the rim, and the rebound is controlled over there by Trey Moxley. His 5th rebound unofficially for Roaring Fork. Roaring Fork can make this a 10-point game or 9. Dakota Gret penetrates left baseline, and his reverse layup is up in a wild miss. Rebound to Moxley. Back out to Handy. Handy steps in, then lost the basketball. 11th turnover. Here's Tyler Monday, and he traveled in the front court.
No, it called timeout.
Timeout, okay. All right. Timeout. Called by Brush. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Yeah, I anticipated that, but nonetheless, the Beet Diggers will have the basketball after the timeout. 36-24, under 3 minutes to go in the third. That timeout brought to you by Edwards Wright Price Market in Flowerland at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days. I think that's a great timeout, considering that this game has gotten very helter-skelter in the third quarter.
It has, and that's what happens when you have both teams playing a man-to-man defense. There's going to be more turnovers. There's going to be a lot more pressure. The man-to-man is designed to make you panic on offense. That's what it's designed to do, especially the kind that Roaring Fork is playing. So we've got to keep our cool, keep our composure. I guess poise is the best word to use for that. And things will happen the way they're supposed to.
Well, this has not been a single-digit game since late in the opening quarter. Beet Diggers have maintained a double-digit lead. Albo to throw it in. Albo looking for Kukas. Left baseline. His shot is up and around and no good. And the ball is rebounded by Dakota Gret along the left baseline. Gret into the front court. 2:50 to go. Into the lane all the way. Scoops it up. Blocked by Kukas. And here comes Waitert with a basketball. The Beet Diggers have a 4-on-2 on the left wing for Needens. Back out to Waitert. Waitert cross court. Taken by Albo. Penetrates. Shoots. Back rim. No. And then Monday tries to go back up and he misses, but he's fouled. Boy, Monday had an excellent run to that lane there. He'll go to the line.
The fans behind us sure don't like it.
Trey Moxley committed his first foul. And the free throw is off the back of the rim. Missed by Monday. Second free throw upcoming. Johnny Nieslanik is back into the game for Roaring Fork, and out is Trent Reed, who was in there for just about a minute. Second free throw for Monday to extend it to a 13-point Beat Digger lead. That is up, and that is off the back of the rim. And the rebound's controlled by Strack Lorscher. That's his 7th rebound. And then they threw the ball out of bounds. Intended for Sam Carpenter. 5 turnovers in the quarter. Roaring Fork is really hurting themselves in this one.
We'll take it, though, as Beat Diggers.
Alba to throw it in just beyond midcourt. Throws it into Needens. Needens with the basketball against Eastlantic, dribbling to his right. Over to Monday in the right corner. In the right corner for Waitert. Waitert lobs it at the top for Kukas. Kukas dribbles right of the lane. Jump pass is taken by Monday. Monday in the right corner picks up his dribble down low off of Albo's hands. Taken by Waitert. 3 in the air. Good. Colby Waitert drills it again. Waitert now with 5 trifectas in the game. He's got 17 and the Beat Diggers lead 39-24. That could be a backbreaker in this game. Leaning and being blocked out of there is Strack Lorscher by Kukas out of bounds. Kukas probably has about 4 blocks today. 2 minutes to go in the third. Jen, I think that 3 by Waitert, that might have been a major backbreaker. That's about a 5-point turnaround. Eastlantic in the lane. Back out to Carpenter, into the lane all the way. And that is shot blocked out of there. That shot blocked by Kukas, but then the ball is loose. And now we've got a whistle and a foul. Did Monday commit the foul shot out of bounds on the Beat Diggers?
No, it's out of bounds.
I mean, there has been no flow to this game in the third quarter.
No, there hasn't. And Monday had the ball, had the rebound secured, but then they swarmed him and he couldn't get rid of it fast enough.
The Beat Diggers commit their 8th turnover. And to throw it in is Gross. Gross looking down low, feeds it left corner for Reeds. He'll take the 3, and that is no good. And the rebound to Vince Albo. Nice block out by the Beat Digger Jr. Kukas into the front court for Waitert. The Beat Diggers up 39-24. Minute 39 to go in the third. Albo on the left wing, and he's fouled. Fouled by Sam Carpenter. That'll be his first. The Beat Diggers only have 2 team fouls. And that's the second team foul for Roaring Fork. Mares back in along with Tor Mullen. Johnny Eastlantic, who was on the bench for just about a minute, is checking back in for Roaring Fork, replacing Jake Strack Lorscher.
I think he went out because he had blood.
3/4 court. Needens to throw it in. Needens bounce pass in the left corner for Mares. Mares steps in, could have taken the shot, backs it out to Tor Mullen. Tor Mullen back out to Mares. Mares at the top of the 3-point circle. Left corner Needens, wide open 3, and that is well short. And the rebound in the hands of Trent Reeds. A rare miss for Needens from 3. Into the front court is Reeds at the top of the key. That checked out. That's Handy. Handy backs up, back over to Gross. Gross right of the lane, spinning in the lane, still spinning. Backs it out to Handy. Handy pulls up from 14. Good for Dalton Handy. He's got 7. Rush 39, Roaring Fork 26. A minute 2 to go in the third. Mares across midcourt on the outside left for Needens. Needens dribbling to his right at the top of the 3-point circle. Picks up his dribble. Back out to Mares. Mares against Carpenter. 49 seconds to go. Mares dribbling into the lane. Bounce pass right corner. Needens 3 in the air, and that's off the back of the rim. Ball rebounded by Monday. And was he tied up there or was he fouled? We do have a whistle. And they're pointing the other way, which would mean a tie-up. I don't understand. What did they call there, Jen?
I am guessing they called a jump ball.
Must have been. That's what I thought. Here comes Roaring Fork the other way. Carpenter, left corner for Reeds. Reeds against Tor Mullen. Dribbles into the lane. The hook shot is swatted out of there. Roaring Fork retains possession. The ball went out of bounds. Well, every time the Beat Diggers block a shot, it seems that we have other calls being made, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Blocked away there by Tyler Monday. Mitch Tor Mullen was also in there. Dalton Handy to throw it in. Ken Garcia makes his first appearance here at the state tournament for the Beat Diggers. Lob, Handy down low for Strack Lorscher all the way, banks it up too strong, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Yeah, some Beat Diggers, and I think Ken might have been one of them, that got to play in the final few seconds yesterday, and that lost to Valley, so my correction there. Gregory Mares with the basketball in the backcourt. 23 seconds to go. The Beat Diggers up by 13 into the front court. He's fouled by Clay Gross. That's the 13th foul for Gross. His first personal. Looked ticky-tack, but you know what? With the way this game has gone, with a physical style of play, I think the officials want to keep this tight.
And they've been consistent. I mean, the foul count is 3-2, so it's not like they aren't being consistent on both ends of the floor.
Mayers gets it into Garcia. Jump pass back out to Mayers. Mayers with 17 seconds to go in the third. Mayers bounce pass on the outside right to Garcia. Garcia at the top of the three-point circle, left wing for Albo. 9 seconds to go. Albo at the top of the key with 7. Over to Tyler Monday now with 5. Mayers at the top of the key with 3 with 2 in the lane. The runner's blocked out of there. Picked up by Albo. Now to Garcia. His three's going to be after the buzzer. And that is the end of the third quarter.
Oh, cheap shot by 15.
The Bead Diggers lead after 3 over Roaring Fork, 39-26 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.